Okay, so welcome to the roadmap session, and I'm excited to share with you the highlights that are expected to come in 2021. We will start first by showing you the roadmap area that this presentation shares. So we divided the features and the ongoing efforts into the following roadmap. Of course, the search and exploring feature, the central discovery index, what is expected in that area, maintaining the API and the exposure to Google as an ongoing efforts, analytic as an ongoing reporting of new action. We will share with you expected and upcoming feature with regarding to improving the user experience. As always, the effort that we are doing in terms of accessibility and the focus that we did and what is expected in 2021. Features that empower you, the librarian, to decide how to expose and when and in what context. We will share that, and also a dedicated feature also to empower the consortia and help better manage centrally the consortia. So those are the roadmap area, and each roadmap area has its own color. And in the next slide, what you're going to see is the features that are expected to become in the first half of 2021 and also in the second half of 2021. It is a little bit colorful slides, and so this is really the summary. You can see that the purple one are all of the features that are within the area of this user experience, just an explanation of how this presentation is built. So we will go in through the presentation of each one of those enhancements, but you can have it's already published to the Knowledge Center, the roadmap, and you can enjoy this also summary, what is expected to come in the first half of 2021. We also highlight what are the NERC enhancement and also highlight what are expected to come in Primo VE as only Primo VE. So you have the first half, the second half as a summary, and also we would like to share what are the ongoing activities that we are doing always. So analytics, this is we had a huge project in 2020, upgrading to Oracle Analytics Server. In 2021, we will focus on this updating or reports with the new actions that we are adding as an ongoing, also ongoing supporting the analytics area. In the accessibility, also in 2020, we had a massive improvements. We fixed a lot of issues that we got as input from DECU. DECU is the external accessibility company which used to work, and we had really good experience with them. We are on the final phases of tuning the documentation, the VPAT, and what is expected, and launching to the knowledge centers. We are complying with what are the 2.1, and you will have the official documents over there. In 2021, we will continue with some leftovers that remain from the work with DECU, also answering your support tickets with that. And of course, with every new feature that we are releasing, we are designing it as accessible first. So we are thinking of accessibility while adding new elements to the interface as well. So this is the term of the accessibility. In the area of openness, we will continue to examine what are the meta tags that need to be added, what are the methods that need to be done in order to better expose your library correction to the web, to better help crawlers read the Primo pages. So if you want to expose the content, we can declare our platform, our Primo, as search engine friendly, meaning that crawler can read and index those pages. So this is an ongoing effort as well. We also want to state, in the next bullet, we also want to state that we are reading the thread in the Primo list with regarding to the statement of AngularJS, and we will soon publish a statement of that. In addition to that, what we want to share with you is in our lab, we also working on ways to upgrade the Angular and yet with the upgrade continue to support an existing customization. So we don't want to create any noise with the upgrade to Angular. So we are examining what are the options to later on upgrade the Angular and don't create a noise forcing a customer to rewrite their customization. So this is the effort. We already try some hybrid solution upgrading to Angular 10 and making sure customization can run. So this is in our lab and we will examine more ways to do that, and just want you to share with you that it's also with our focus. Okay, so now before I'm going into one or each one feature, we also put here the release schedule for 2021, the release schedule for Primo, and also for Primo VE as a monthly one. And let's start with each roadmap focus area and share with you. So what is expected with regarding to the Central Discovery Index? So our focus area with CDI is first to finalize the rollout of CDI. We can say that by the end of April, all of Primo customers will run on CDI on the Central Discovery Index, and no customer will work against the Primo Central. So this is one effort. Another effort that's supposed to provide you another effort that we are doing, we are going to do some analysis and check what can be done in order to improve the marriage record and show you the best metadata at the top of the marriage records. So we are going to do some analysis to check if there are missing fields that need to be added or other rules that need to be tuned in order to show the best marriage records for you. So this is one area that we are focusing in CDI this year. Another one is increasing the linking accuracy, meaning we would like to check to better do a match when we are sending to the link resolver. And in order to do that, we are going to use, if there are cases of multiple ISBN, multiple identifiers that are provided, we will send them off all and use them all in order to create the best match, and with that to improve the linking. So this is another feature, that another focus that we are working in CDI. And of course, to make your work more efficient, we are also going to write on improving the processes of updating the rights, making a faster rights update for CDI. So this is the area of the Central Discovery Index. I also want to state that CDI is not as a standalone; it's also connected to the content. So you're welcome to check what is the roadmap in terms of the content, because they are working together. Okay. Another area that I would like to share, as we are a discovery and a search engine, the search and exploring. So of course, we always have an ongoing effort of improving the search and ranking. And in addition to that, improving to the search and ranking, we also added those highlights that are going to be released in 2021. One of them is improvement that we did to the Primo VE Did You Mean? Make the Did You Mean show less irrelevant suggestion, improving it by tuning and using more phrases that are taken from the titles, and tuning statistics for that, and other improvement. With this, we actually aligned it to be like the Primo Did You Mean? We use some method that we used to have in the Primo Did You Mean? So those are the Did You Mean suggestion improvement in Primo VE. We also are going to add support for new languages, so allowing to search special characters and support the following languages. And we have an annual process of upgrading Melingo. Melingo is a search plugin for special search in Hebrew. So those are the highlights of the search and ranking. And features that are coming, as this is also a nurse that you voted highly for that, is improving the search when using hyphens, especially for common phrases. What we are going to do is to use a closed list of phrases, and for that phrases to support to improve the search. For instance, if you are searching for chat room, for instance, so far the results that were retrieved are the ones that are contain chat dash hyphens room, or chat with no space and room. And the improvement that we are going to enhance is to also fetch results that are contained, written as such, as if it's one word, that's a chat room. So this is the enhancement that we are going to improve. Both Primo VE, and we can state that in CDI it's already been supported, and we will use the same closed list as used in CDI, and we will publish that list. So you can also choose to enhance it. So this is with regarding to improving the search with hyphen. Next is the improvement that should satisfy our today learners that are visiting other sites. They are used to get back very easily to their previous search. So we are also doing that in Primo. We enhance the autocomplete to provide suggestion not only based on title index, but also on the recent searches that the user provides, so the user can get back very fast to this previous search. As you can see here, this is already released in Primo February, released and expected in the next quarter for Primo VE. If I'm searching for start typing scene, as I want to search for singular event, and you can see that the autocomplete offers me the suggestion of singular event with this icon of recent. It also should lead me to the scope that has previously used. As you can see, this was the the previous search that I trigger, and I'm being offered to go back to that with this recent search suggestion. Okay. Now we are going into the area of what we are going to do to better improve the user experience. So one of your NERS enhancement was to add loading indication in Primo backoffice before the Alma get it and view it in the mashup. So we released it in February. And this can be marked as done. So with this, we are improving the user experience, letting the user know that something is being loaded, and so we will have the feeling that to wait and won't close the full record display before the view it or the get it appears. Next, we are going to improve the pagination. The pagination experience, and also answer the need of the user to show more results in a page. With regarding to improving the pagination, this was a NERS that was, I think 2 years ago. There was a nurse requesting to improve the pagination, claiming that the pagination widget is not well seen where it's in at the top. So we took those feedbacks and also combined it to the requirement that the community had since we launched the new interface to increase the number of results per page. And what we expect to have is, first, let the user more easily to navigate to the previous and next pages. And also, let the user define the number of results per page. We will also try to apply the functionality for signed-in user to remember the user preference. So if I tend to use the 25 or 50 results per page, the system will remember that upon my next login to Primo. And I just had here as a mock-up. So this is what is the improvement, like making more simple navigation, more common to what users are experiencing in other sites. So, and in addition to that, showing down there below the option to change the results per page. Of course, this is a mock-up, and we are only allowing the 10, 25, and 50. That means that in total, the number of items per page will be up to 50. There will be no more concatenation with the load more results. We won't reach in the main search to a situation where we have like 100 records in the page, and that means that we are actually improving also the efficiency, the performance of the page, with limiting this to the 50. So this with regarding to improve the pagination experience. Improve full text linking. We are going to work in few steps to improve the linking and also show the user a direct link to the PDF within the brief results. The way we are going to approach is, first, with calling to Unpaywall API and learn if, based on a DOI match, if records has access through Unpaywall. So we are going to show them indication in the brief display. And in another approach is we are also going to have a project to learn per each publisher and get from the different sources within the publisher the direct linking, and also show it to the user within the brief results. So this is a whole project that we are going to work this year, and we'll start with a gradual rollout for that. More help for the user, specifically for signed-in user. We are going to retain the search history across the session, so user can go ahead and go to the search history and trigger again those searches with those filters that they use, so they can benefit for a persist search history. So this is one aspect for the motivation to persist the search history. And another aspect now is user will be able to manage and control the search history. He can also manage it and delete a stored search that he doesn't want to be appear as a suggested in the recent search. The recent search suggestion is actually relying on this queue of the top 100 searches that we are going now to save per user in the search history. Okay, next, as we also hear feedbacks from you, based on feedback that you get from your patrons, where should we improve our UX, and the UX improvement, the recent UX improvement that we are doing and released during the first half 2021 are improvement to the my favorites, suggesting the user, prompting the user before unpin records, also avoiding any unneeded read and make it more smooth to update labels with no need to to refresh the page and remain with the same context. So this is one aspect to the improvement that I did in the My Favorite. In Primo VE, we also there was an idea that voted very highly, suggesting to show the user the summary holding in the location display and not necessarily to make the user clicks additional click into the location item in order to see that. We are also going to improve and show within the Primo full record display the series items. So from a parent record, I can see all of those related, all of the items that are, all of the titles that are related, and also with an option to expand or collapse, because there could be many items over there. Okay. More enhancement with the area of the collection discovery. So we would like to provide more search option in that area. And one the approach that we are going to do is to just put a search in the collection lobby. The collection lobby is the page that you show the top root collections that you have. So we will allow a user to search for items across all collection directly from the collection lobby. This is one aspect. Another aspect that we want to improve is currently within the collection page, the current search only search for the item within the same level. We developed that after consulting with many customers, but we also hear another voice from the customer saying we would like to search across. Also, what we are going to do is from the collection page, from the current collection page, allow the user also to expand the search to other items in other collection, not necessarily from the collection that he currently view. Okay. Another nice enhancement to share with you is an improvement to show to the user immediately from the brief display what are the coverage for the journal. So an easy way to understand the electronic coverage of a journal from the brief display. What we plan to do is to calculate behind the scenes the journal coverage from all of the portfolio, and then to summarize it. And if you choose to enable that, you will be able to show that. I would like to emphasize that the development is meant to achieve for all of the electronic journals that you are managing Alma. So the meaning is so far the user is being exposed to the journal coverage per each portfolio only in the view online, as you can see in this example. So what we're going to do is to go over on all of those portfolio and to get the summary, and just expose it here. So expose it here in the brief displays for all of those portfolio. We learned that this journal is available from 1938. So this is what we are going to expose to the user from the brief display. And we will check more options where if there are many gaps, how to efficient the display and not to overwhelm the user within the brief display with any range if there exists more. So in this case, we may point him to go ahead into the view online, but we will try to make it very simple and brief the coverage and show it there in a clear way. Okay. More improvement, and the target is currently to do for Primo VE, is to expose a new page. We will call it like authority search page. In this page, user will able to learn more about the term, associated terms, and that can be learned from authority. The need for that we heard need, and we also saw customer did customization for that, so we decided to take it maybe out of the box. we're going to expose the catalog of the authority to the user as another tool, and they can use this tool, of course, to search for a term and go into the full records of that term and see all of the rich terms that were associated to that with the authority. And user also from that page can also link to all of the records that were associated to that term. So this is what we call a new authority search interface. Okay, so we covered all of the features that are expected to come with the user experience. Of course, those are the things that we choose to highlight. There are other enhancements that we are doing, but those are the things that we choose to highlight and put in the roadmap and share it with you. Now we're going into the library empowerment section. So what is expected to come is a nurse. The nurse come from Alma and expected to be released in Primo VE only is the best location for the Get It. With this enhancement, we are going to give you the library to define and prioritize the list of and have the flexible to define it per view. And where this can be affected to your user. So once user open the Get It, the list of location that he will see when the user opens the full records within the Get It, they will see the location order in the same prioritizations that the library choose to have for this specific view. So this is an improvement to the Get It. And in addition to that, when we are displaying in the brief the available at a certain location, this location we will prioritize the location that is going to be displayed there also based on the prioritized list of location that the library choose to define for this specific view. So this is more of library empowerment of how you can affect the user and help them expose the right locations based on your prioritization. Okay, another nurse for Primo VE is to index the $T title for field 505 to make it available out of the box. And this also expected in the first half of 2021. More nurse enhancement. Here, what we are going to enhance is to provide more ways to add and custom languages. And where does this affect? When you have the facet language and also you have facet language or the language in the detailed display section, now you can better control what can be added there. So far, we are supporting a list that is supported in the ISO validation, but for instance, the Australian community want us to add Auslang, which is not ISO free, is not supporting ISO. They have language code with various way, like 2 characters, 3 characters, and other one. So in order to support that, capability, we are going to provide them a way to custom and enhance the languages also to other languages per their needs. So this is another nice enhancement and more control on what is going to display in the language facet in the display. Okay. Enhancing request form configuration, also a nurse request that is going to be in Primo VE only. More option to define the request form. What is specifically customer ask is now for each one of those forms, we are going to add a column with a mandatory. So you can choose which field will be mandatory to be filled in that form. And in addition to that, you can choose to add a generic checkbox field with a free text of what you would like to apply for that checkbox. I could have imagined, like, if you want your library to be COVID free, you can add a checkbox when someone is booking a room to guarantee that someone is following the rules. And this enhancement will give you the option to add something. This is just an idea. So coming soon also with Primo VE. And more configuration that supposed to be released in the Primo VE in order to better manage and expose the content. We are going to enhance the display to support the display also for multiple preferred is for authority that has multiple preferred. Currently, we are only display one of them. We are going to enhance it to support the multiple preferred display. We are going to tune the database search to also support what is being activated for databases that are being activated per campus. So this is going also to be supported. In Primo VE, we also are going to improve configuration for the dedupe and Fairbear, give you more control and affect how you like to dedupe and Fairbear, your dedupe and Fairbear of records to work. And of course, more options for discovery role. Currently, we have only one a discovery role that can do everything, either configure views or configure resource recommender. If you would like to split it among other library staff, we better think what can be exposed to what user. So we are going to split the discovery roles into more specific per actions. And that was regarding to the library empowerment. Now with regarding to consortia, what improvement we're going to do per consortia. So we are, based on feedback that we are getting from the consortia, enhancing the option to better define search scope to answer the need. For instance, consortia can define a search scope for external data source, meaning if I have institution A loading external data source and choose to share it with other, now institution B can define a scope which also include the data from institution A for the specific external data source that was loaded by institution A. So this is one. Another option is to define a scope that for that includes the other institution location. More option to show to your user what can be available for them, meaning you can show your user in addition to the view it and online services, you can also show them physical availability from other institutions in their consortia. We also improve the workflow of resource sharing. So if there are location that we know in advance that from those locations that contains those locations are not part of the resource sharing rota, so we will avoid, we'll hide the resource sharing, so user won't be submitting a resource sharing request that we know in advance that's going to be rejected. So we will hide this option for them. And those were the options with regarding to consortia. I think that by that I've covered all of the highlights that we wanted to share with you. Okay, so thank you all for joining that. Thank you all for being so active community and for all of the questions. We do look for your comments and also looking at the idea on comments to learn more about it. You are welcome to write your thoughts with regarding to the features that are planned, and of course we will take those in consideration. And I wish all a healthy 2021 here.